RS SA, RSSA. How practical is this? Are there vibrations felt on foot pegs and other places like 390 ADV? Because this is a dual sport, and people who buy this, I assume, are beginners to off-road and may use it 50% for city commute and 50% for off-road fun.
See, to me, refinement off-road is a non-issue because you're just too busy to notice. So no matter how much vibration there is off-road, it is not going to challenge you. On the road, my feeling is this bike has less vibration than the others, but we've both not commuted on it long enough for me to definitely say, yes, there is definitely less vibration.
The one thing that I felt was different from the S was that foot pegs
There's
wasn't,
almost no vibration at all
yeah,
now. Yeah,
whereas on the S there was.
correct.
Here there's just that little bit on the bar.
Yeah, so I suspect KTM may have figured out something. I don't know. But if they figured out something that works on the Enduro, you can bet that that is coming to the Adventure also. So
Yeah.
it will get sorted. Are these motorcycles that I'm telling you are smooth enough? I'm saying the safer assumption for you to make is there is some refinement questions. Please go get a test ride. You'll figure out immediately where those refinement challenges are. Then the question is, how do you ride a motorcycle normally? Do you ride in a way that keeps you in the range where the vibration issues are? Or do you ride in a way where you're above that all of the time, in the sense of this bike is smoother, higher than lower? So if you're a slightly aggressive rider, well, you do rev it out and you like to set at higher revs, you won't think of this as too unrefined. But if you're one of those guys who rides like a what I call splendor style, where you're constantly trying to get to sixth gear as quickly as possible, so the revs are 2, 3, 4,000 RPM, you're going to constantly be in the revs, and for you, there is a major refinement issue here.
Yeah. Ammo. As someone who's new to trail and off-road riding, but also needs a bike that can comfortably handle occasional highway rides at 100 kilometers an hour with luggage, I'm trying to decide between the KTM 390 Enduro R, the Kawasaki KLX 230, and the Hero Xpulse 210. Do you think the Enduro R offers a practical balance between serious off-road ability and real-world touring comfort, or is it too focused for a beginner with mixed usage? Also, considering the KLX 230 is priced almost the same as the Enduro R, which one would you personally recommend for this kind of use case?
Look, if you have 3.3 lakh rupees to spend on a KLX 230, walk to the window in your house and throw the money out, because I can just not see the point of that motorcycle at all. Because listen, the 3.3 is your entry point into the Kawasaki family. Then Kawasaki's service prices and spare prices are waiting for you. This is not going to be easy. Okay, I cannot understand how Kawasaki thinks they're going to operate in India if this is what they're willing to do. A 2. A 3.3 lakh rupee 230cc motorcycle just makes no sense to me. So people who ride the KLX say it's a very, very nice motorcycle to ride, and I'm sure it is. But the overall picture of what I paid for it, service, etc., makes no sense to me. One. Two, the more highway work you'd like to do, the more I would guide you to the 45 bhp bike. I said exactly this on the Xpulse 210 podcast when he asked me about the adventure, and he was like, oh, and to me, 46 bhp off-road is too much power for many people. 46 bhp on road works just well enough as long as you're not going mad with it all the time. And to me, that's the balance you have to strike. The serious you are about off-road, the Xpulse is easier to learn on. The Enduro R has more headroom. As soon as you bring touring into it, the older a rider you are, the more miles you have under your belt, the more I'd steer you towards a more powerful motorcycle. And this conversation would be very different if the Xpulse 440 also existed. If the Xpulse 400 was in this picture and the Enduro was also in the picture, then we would be trading blows, where you'd say off-road ability like this, highway ability like this is the balance, choose the balance. Here I'm being very, very clear about it. If you're learning and young and fresh, 210 makes a lot of sense. If you've gone past that, the Enduro will do everything.
Aryan has said, does this engine have enough low-end torque for technical stuff?
I think we've answered that already, it does.
And I want to emphasize this because the slow speed, there's this one clip you'll see where I'm in a riverbed where the tire is sunk in and is just chugging on, no issues, rocky bits, climbing through. And this is where that performance actually helps and lets you make your way through easily. It's actually a strong point for this
And
bike.
this low end torque is not like the Enfield kind of low end torque with the heavy crank rotating. Okay, it's just, it doesn't feel like it. It feels lightweight, it feels easy, but it is just chugging forward all the time. Part of this credit is to the crawl function. It really does work. There was a downhill into a rutted wet section, into a steep slope, into a less steep but very steep slope uphill, where all the off-road riders were like smaller there. And I basically crawled up that thing in first gear. Yeah, I put no effort into it because I knew the bike wouldn't stall, and I just basically crawled up the hill peacefully using the torque. But will it feel like the grunty Himalayan feel of the heavy torque? It's not.
Hello. If you enjoyed this clip, which means you're into good conversations, and that's what we're all about. It's really hard packing in the essence of an idea into a 60-second clip. This 3 minute, 5 minute video would have given you a sense of that, and you can enjoy this entire conversation in its full glory on the MotorInc channel. So, why don't you head out over there and subscribe to that? And you could subscribe to this channel as well if you enjoyed it.